Hello and welcome once again to another game of StarCraft 2. I am your friend Jim Raynor, the Guardian of Peace and Justice in the Galaxy, liberating millions from the dark forces who hate good and love evil. And today's a very special day, a very special game indeed. This is my first cast and my first game of Heart of the Swarm Beta. Went to GameStop, paid $5, got my beta key, downloaded it, took about an hour, and away we go. Heart of the Swarm, baby. Starting out on the top right, I am Jim Raynor, the Red Terran, against my opponent, Shadow Frost, the Blue Zerg, on the lower right of the same map. And I was curious to know if this was, if my opponent was as new to the game as I was. So I asked him, actually I just told him this was my first game in the chat, just to get his reaction. But nevertheless, I'm going up against a Zerg and felt fairly comfortable just doing my standard opening. Oh, I chose the unranked version. I didn't want a consequential opening game. I want to get a few games unranked, fix my hotkeys, get everything the way I like them, get my volume set, you know, work out all the stuff that to make the gameplay as easy as possible for me. So, at any rate, our Zerg player on the lower right is, or on the lower left, is getting his hatch before pool, right before 18, and he is supply blocked for a second. I gauged from the replay that I watched that his skill level was probably in the silver to gold range. His APM wasn't all that terrific. Pulling every single worker to kill one SCV, not a pro move. But nevertheless, it's unranked. So fast expand, racks to fast expand, no gas yet. Gonna get a few, oh, he had an overlord over here that I easily took out. And he triple expanded right from the beginning. Not a very good move, especially for against a Terran that likes to send Marines. So at any rate, I mean, he might have even been bronze for all I know. But we're having some fun. It's an inconsequential matchup. His pool is up. He is not mining gas, but he has 2 gas geysers. Okay. Anyway, he's got Zerglings out on the map. I got 2 orbitals. And judging from the map, I want to keep the army tab up. Where is the army tab? Spending units, structures, units lost. What am I missing? Where's the army tab? Units, production, upgrades, APM. Do they not have the army tab? Oh, I missed something. Resources, income, spending, units, structures, units lost, production upgrades, active forces. Okay, that's why. Okay, so active forces is the new army tab. He has no active forces at all. Queens should count. They're pretty active. So anyway, my first push comes. He had sent a he had, just so you know, he sent about 4 Zerglings over here, which were handily taken out by more than 4 Marines. So spine crawlers on the way. Our friend is producing what now? 14 Zerglings on the way. The supply count is less than mine. Same with the food count. I go in there, see a spine crawler. Just gonna walk right on by. I don't need to lose any Marines to the spine crawler. I'm gonna go here anyway. So tuck myself underneath. The game volume is really loud. Bear with me. I'm still setting everything up here. Options, sound, master volume, take it down. Actually, move sounds. See how that works. Return to game. Go. A little better. Morphing in the Banelings. I see him, so as soon as this is done, I want to tuck myself behind the minerals. Do a little bit of stutter step micro, try to mitigate some of that damage. Alright, I still have a standing army, which is good. Not going to do anything So I didn't even look. I just went right back to my base and pressed on with the macro machine. So we've got 6 racks. We're pumping Marines full time. I had the gases created before I moved out, so I want to separate those guys out. I went 3 and 3. There's 4 there. Well, maybe I didn't catch that, but at least I get 3. So just got to clean up the little idle workers and I'm good to go. Continuing my wall now that we have another little entrance there, so I'm going to have to continue my wall up there. And here comes the Zergling pack. 48 to 78 food, very much in my favor. Evolution chamber is starting his upgrades. Definitely has a baneling nest. And I figured at this time it's probably good for me to get not 1 but 2 factories, which is good. Factories seem to be a staple item in PvP and Heart of the Swarm these days, so he's going to go up and around. The destructible rocks delayed that push slightly. So I saw banelings on the map. Best thing to do, spread your Marines out. He is approaching. Let's speed it up just a little bit. I think he morphs in a few banelings right before he hits. Alright, saturating still, and yeah, here he comes. So it's, you know, with the banelings coming, you don't want to clump up your Marines and lose them all to the splash damage, so I just kind of kept them pretty much where they were. Wanted to move my SCVs around because that's what he was targeting. Didn't really do a whole lot of damage, so he's going to send his Zerglings in. And this is when you want to ball up your Marines a little bit more. Still have some reserves in the bunker there. Plenty to deal with. Yeah, this guy was not really that great. Which is fine. You know, it's just a practice game. In base hatch, he's up to 4. Infestation pit. He's going to get some infestors. He's seeing all those Marines. It's the appropriate response. Another bunker, a couple more supply depots, spamming Marines, and working on my 1-1. Gateway upgrades need to be done, but I was close to getting those started anyway. As soon as you see banelings, it's good to get those tech add-ons and start producing Marauders. Just for insurance, I had money to spare, so I put some turrets up. Not that it's very likely. I mean, he does get a Spire at some point in the future, but after putting all that gas into the banelings, I didn't think I'd have to worry too much about mutas. But while I'm thinking about it, may as well do them. Alright, and we've got plenty of Widow Mines. Widow Mines are a new item on the Terran arsenal, which has been much celebrated by Terrans and much loathed by every other race. And we're going to see them doing their thing in this game. I didn't want to experiment too much with everything. Wanted to stray close to my staple build, which is the Marine Marauder Medvac, and just try to introduce a couple of the new units just to supplement my army rather than trying something totally radically new. I mean, this is my first game, so I want to at least find a comfort zone. And he's macroing up now. Yeah, his food count's really suffering. Let's speed it up a little bit. Nothing happens here for a little while. Circling's en route. Let's take a look at that active units again. I'm still way, way ahead. Alright, so planted these guys here, there, and everywhere. We'll see how they respond. It's pretty fun. I didn't actually pay any attention to this during the game, so watching the replay is kind of fun. Come on, my friend, move. Just sitting there. I know you want to move. I don't want to miss it. 4 times speed then. I guess he was just trying to contain me. Here we go. Boom. Run away, run away, run away. So he's going to try to go around it, which he did, but there's another one waiting for him. Nice wall there. Boom. So, yeah, I mean, he could buzz through that, but he's not going to do a whole lot. Oh, mistakenly sends his Zerglings in first. You don't want to do that. I'm going to to get the banelings in there first to bust the hole in the wall, and then the Zerglings can stream in. And let's see that. Oh, it needed to recharge. Not a whole lot of damage done there. And he didn't even send all of his banelings either. Bad. I love this workers thing. 35, oh yeah, okay. Kind of oversaturated. Better to have more SCVs than you need than less. Better to have them and not need them than need them and not have them, I always say. So away we go with, what is he going to do now? One Zergling, just going to use it for map control, I suppose. Alright, so here's, I got a package ready to be delivered, filled with Widow Mines. And away I go with my Marine Marauder build. Now, if my micro was a little bit better, I could have mitigated quite a lot of damage that you will now see. And if his micro was a little bit better, he could have funkled this medvac flying right over his infestors. But he chose instead to fungle my army. There goes the drop. And I A-move and stem. And then we're going to just drop right into the mineral line. 1, 2, 3. Burrow, down you go. And let's get a shot off. We took him down to 9 workers there. And he's lost his second yet again. Contingency backup. A lot of these guys. Now, how are they doing on the upgrades? Zergling. What's the Zergling? 2-2. Oh, wow. What was I at this point? Okay, I was 2-2 as well. So that's pretty good. Alright, we have a problem in our base. Yeah, why don't you get one of those overseers? Stem, up the ramp we go. Plumped up. I didn't quite get us into the ramp, which would have been ideal, eliminating him from that surround. But nevertheless, I did sufficient damage that I'm pretty happy with it, getting my third saturated. I don't know why it didn't land. I was thinking that he had some kind of burrowed creature down there, but it turned out to just be the fact that I never landed it. So more guys on the way here, and at this point I wanted to see what these fire bat things do. Hell bats. So I had some of those made. Where were they? Oh, I guess that was a little bit later. So second engagement. I mean, if anything, he was up on his upgrades, 2-3 now, of which I am 2-2. But no upgrade for 3-3 in sight. But he's really hurting. He's hurting for cash and larva. No more fungals for you. The drone that will never mind. And I saw dudes coming from this direction, so I figured there was, you know, probably a hatch over there that I have to deal with. You know, do I go after this and hit his tech, or do I go after this and hit fresh minerals? I figured fresh minerals. If anything, this will be less defended, and with less money, he'll be able to build less stuff. So down that sucker goes. These guys are about ready to move in as well. He does have a spire, finally, but he can't produce anything. Let's see, production. Yeah, he's really got to get his hatches, and he's just about broke. Alright, so I know I created those flipping things. Okay, there we go. Hellbats. I chose not to get too aggressive. I mean, I could have grabbed all these guys and moved in to kill them, but I wanted to toy with them for a little while and get my Hellbats out and kind of see what they can do. And in a way, this is a cruel way that you can kind of give your opponent a false sense of hope by streaming in just a small amount of these rather than your entire army. He might think that there's a chance that he can get back into the game. which is cruel and unusual. But I don't want to have to remake those, so I send them away. Having seen the Spire and not knowing when mutas are going to pop. Okay, Hellbats en route, ready to do damage. Now these guys can, yeah, they can transform into Hellions. And I guess they do less damage as a Hellion, since the fiery animation is smaller, but they can also move quicker. And this is a biomechanical unit. I think when it transforms to a Hellion, it's light mechanical. I could be wrong about that. So they're spraying fire everywhere. That's just awesome. That's just really cool. So that's the way we do it here. First game playing. Fun stuff. More to come. Have a nice day.